I know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there. You got it.
DreAllDay.com.
All right, what's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Got Maria here. We are talking the Ultimate Athlete Program, which is available at WhoCanBook.com, and a Position of Power, which is also available. And the question we're talking about right now is in-game endurance. Players ask me, Dre, how do I not get so tired during the games? How do I build up my endurance so I'm not getting tired at the end of the game, or if I got to run up and down the court 10 times in a row? How do I build my endurance? Maria has already made this program, Ultimate Athlete, which will do that for you, but we still want to talk about it a little bit. What would you have? Let's say you're training a player, and a player says, I need to get better at my endurance during the games.
Okay.
Well, how would you start with that player? What would you do?
Are they in season at the time?
Let's say they're off season. So they got cut from the basketball team because they weren't in shape. But they want to be in shape this year for the basketball team. Tryouts are in the fall, but it's summertime.
Okay, this is the time you build the endurance.
Yeah, what would you do? They just got out of school. School's out.
Okay, school's out.
Yeah.
Your goal is to build your endurance, your stamina.
Better conditioning for the games.
Yeah, so that's the time that you build it. You don't necessarily do that during the season, because that's when you should already have it for the season, right? So this is something, even if you're like, oh man, I only have a month to do this, can I do this? Yeah, you can do this. You can totally build your endurance. You just have to run longer, or bike, or do some type of physical activity other than basketball that keeps your heart rate at a steady state, and then you change it. Like, again, it's programming, but let's say you're one day a week you go for, like, say you go running. That's the thing you're going to do, because you run on the court, you go run outside. Maybe you go to the track, you run 3 miles one day in a row, no break. Or you start with 1 mile, and then you're building it up. Next week you do 2 miles. It's like you have to keep layering. It's like an onion. You want to keep layering the onion or the conditioning of your body. Yeah, you want to build it.
So question. One thing I heard you say was that they need to keep their heart rate going at a steady state.
Correct.
So is basketball cardio?
It is, but it's more anaerobic, because you're start-stopping. Anaerobic, okay, so you have 3 energy systems, but like your anaerobic system is quick bursts of energy. It's less than 3 minutes in
so
length, pretty much. Yeah, it's basketball.
Okay.
It's a sprinter. It's somebody that's doing something in a quick burst of energy, but yeah. It's still cardio, and you're still actively moving for a long period of time, but you're not continuously, you're not like a marathon runner. So think of like a marathon runner is running, yeah.
So what's the other 2 kinds? You said anaerobic, you said 3 systems?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about 3 energy systems.
Yeah,
okay. So you have your glycolic system, your anaerobic, and your aerobic. Your glycolic is up to 10 seconds-ish. That's like a massive sprinter, like, you're running like a certain distance.
100-meter dash.
Correct, under 10 seconds.
Okay.
Your glycolic system, maybe when you walk up steps, do you ever walk up steps and you don't get out of breath till you get to the top because you're like dying, and like your energy system's like, wait, am I going longer, or am I done? Or you're not in like that mode yet, you're in that glycolic state where you're just burning a certain type of energy that your body produces.
And what's the other kind?
The anaerobic is your second one. That's up to about 2.5 to 3 minutes in duration.
The third.
Aerobic is your third.
What's that?
Aerobic would be your endurance training, and that's what you're asking.
So that's like when you just run for
go longer
5
than
miles
3
without
minutes.
stopping.
And the other thing too, and I always tell my clients is, like, because some people don't like to do cardio. It's like, because it's a duration.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all day. It doesn't have to be more than 20 minutes at a time. But there has to be, if you're trying to build it, you want to build. You don't have, even if you build up to like 40 minutes, 45, you don't really have to do anything more than an hour. Some people like to, but I tell my clients, your body takes 3 energy systems to get into mode. You get past 3 minutes, those first 3 minutes might be the hardest to get like going. And it's like, oh my God, you're so tired. You start feeling lactic acid in your leg. You're like, you're ready to give up.
What does lactic acid in your leg? What does that feel like?
And you feel very heavy, very lethargic, very like...
So that's part of training?
It is,
okay.
It is. But
so it doesn't mean anything wrong with you?
No,
okay.
No, but you need to, I'll talk about stretching, but you need to stretch and like
we're
get
talk
the
about
lactic
that
acid. Yeah. But lactic acid is a buildup of fluids and stuff in your body that produces the adrenaline or the stamina, like all your muscles are inflaming, or getting blood flow. So everything's building up. Or
so let me ask this. So the original question, if you were building up a player's endurance in the off season,
yes,
you would have them do some aerobic exercises.
aerobic.
So where that means what does that mean specifically, defining it?
Aerobic is anything after 3 minutes.
When you're still moving.
Where you're in constant motion, you're aerobic. Like you're not stopping for a period of time.
Even though basketball is not aerobic, you have them train aerobically for basketball.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because you need to be well-rounded, right? To be the ultimate athlete that you can be.
Ultimate.
And it's true, you really need to have a little of this, a little of that, but your specialty is this, right? So you gotta be quick on the court, and you gotta be able to go, but you gotta be able to sustain yourself. You can't be winded and gassing.
So aerobic exercise will help with that.
Absolutely, you're gonna condition your body so that you have the endurance for the long haul.
Perfect. We'll see you on the next video. Work on your game.